A software company, an industrial company, and a retail company are what we're going to highlight in this week's top picks from our panel members. Nick, we'll start with you. You have the software company.
Yeah, Mentor Graphics is my pick. It's basically an electronic design and automation company. And what I like about it is it's got exposure to three hot areas. Well, I think will be three hot areas. One is semiconductors, which is technology, which I think will play well in the fourth quarter. The other is auto. They make some printed circuit board parts that can go in auto. Mm-hmm. And then the third is in aerospace and defense. And I think aerospace is pretty big, and I think defense will linger, even though it looks like there might be a period of peace in Syria. So it's got good exposure. The last quarter, they reported record revenue, backlog, and bookings. Their bookings were up 70% year over year, so it looks like the company's hitting on all cylinders. Earnings estimates were revised upward about 10% for their fiscal year end January 2015. So basically I see a lot of earnings, and then I like it technically because it's got a nice steady kind of up chart, and there was actually a pretty large jump in the short interest ratio. Went from about 2 to about 6. It's down a little bit to around 5.5 now, but I think that there's a little bit of a short base that might get squeezed out, and I think a lot of institutional investors are going to like the story, kind of like the earnings momentum, and are going to be interested in buying this thing on breaks.
Okay, Todd, you got the industrial company.
Yeah, Rexnord Corporation, not really a household name. They're an industrial company. They manufacture primarily for two segments. It's process and motion control and water management. They do highly engineered products for a variety of end markets, so kind of global reach, tons of different markets. They are a little more cyclical, but the company just came off a very solid beat and raise. They delivered a solid earnings surprise. They saw 8% sales growth in their water management division, and that prompted management to raise its guidance for the remainder of the year. It was their first quarter of their 2014 fiscal year. But that, along with a favorable debt restructuring, prompted analysts to revise their estimate significantly higher, sent it to a Zacks rank of 1, which is a strong buy rating. If you take a look at consensus estimates, analysts expect about 30% earnings per share growth this year and next for this company. But despite all that, they traded just about 14 times forward earnings. So it's a good value to go along with some very solid earnings momentum. Could be something to watch here.
All right, Tracinator, you're talking Lazy Boy.
Yep, the furniture guys. A lot of the furniture manufacturers and retailers have been real hot, and Lazy Boy is one of them. They just reported fiscal first quarter, and that's usually their slower quarter because it's summer. Who wants to go buy, a big couch or something in the summer? You're outside, you're not inside. Fall is their bigger time period, but
football season.
Right, and you want to nest, and the weather gets cooler. And then you start looking around your house thinking you got to buy some new furniture. But they saw increased traffic and higher average ticket price in the first quarter. They beat by 20%, and they also saw really good sales growth from their Lazy Boy furniture galleries. That's their bigger store. Right. They have over 300 of those right now, and their strategy is to get up over 400, and so they're expanding pretty rapidly, but not enough to dent sales. Sales were up almost 13% same-store sales, so that's pretty hot for furniture guys. The analysts are all real positive on this fiscal year because they just had the slow quarter, and now we're going into the hotter time period, and earnings are expected to grow almost 50%. I don't remember kind of like a middle road furniture retailer growing earnings 50%.
And they've been around for a while.
Forever.
And still managed to stay relevant.
Yes, they have. They have a real good marketing and advertising program right now going on with Brooke Shields, so I think that is really driving the traffic as well. And then just having a good product line is also helping. But yeah, a couple years ago, people thought they might not survive the Chinese furniture invasion, basically, where they were sending all the lower price couches and chairs in, but they have, and they have the real strong brand name. So it's a Zacks number 1, trading around 19 times, so not real cheap, but as far as compared to other of its peer furniture companies, it's pretty much in line.
Okay, thank you all for that. And don't forget, there are other stock picks on our website that we want you to know about and peruse through. They change frequently, like some of them daily. So if you're not watching this video there right now, you're watching it out in syndication land, get on over to Zacks.com and check out those other stock picks and stock picking strategies for yourself. With everyone here, I'm Terry Ruffalo.